Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. My name is Tom. Today we are going to be working on a Nissan NV 3500 HD passenger van. We're going to be doing the front brake rotors and pads because we've got an issue with some warping from heavy descent coming down some mountains. So without any further ado, we are going to go ahead and get started. So I will be right back after I get the jack set up. If any of you guys are unfamiliar with setting up a jack on the bottom of an NV 3500, there is a arrow right here that's imprinted on the bottom of the chassis. Allows you to put the factory jack. So that's exactly what we're going to do, since this tank weighs probably close, I'm assuming about 8,500 pounds or so. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's get started. So you're gonna need a 21 millimeter socket to take off all your lug nuts. I'm using a electric impact gun, so makes life a little bit easier, but if you don't have this, you can always do it by hand, which is definitely going to take a little bit of energy to do, but it can be done. All right, wheels off. Okay, so there she be. And on this particular one, you can tell where we've had some issues with run out on the rotor itself. There's a bunch of little shiny and dark spots, the variations. That's usually a clear indication that this rotor is warped, so the contact is not 100% on anymore. It's kind of off and on in different spots. So we're gonna go ahead and replace this. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just unsecure the caliper itself. And in order to do that, we are going to need a 10 millimeter hex key, one of these little buggers. On the back of your calipers, there's two little dust covers that you'll need to remove in order to utilize this thing here. This is what the little dust cover looks like. Here's the other one. Hang on. We're back. Took a little bit of extra oomph to get this thing to turn. Caliper slide bolts are out. But you guys are probably running into the same problem with these things sticking, catching these little nubs on the back of the pad. So we're going to take the frame, caliper frame off. See if we can get it released that way. It's two 24 millimeter bolts. So now this piece will come off. There we are. That, the slides just fell out. Nice and oily. Oily's okay. Two slide pins. They're different. One has a grommet, that's the one that goes on the top. The one without a grommet goes on the bottom. So make sure you keep those separated. Okay, so now we're going to compress the caliper back down, or reset, as some people like to call it. So you have one of these little handy dandy tools. If you don't have one, I'll put a link in the description below. I needed one of these pads. is compressed. I'll go ahead and hang it out of the way so we don't put any stress on the caliper itself. Okay, so everything is already disassembled now. At this point, we can just take off the old rotors. And they're hefty, about 35 pounds a piece. So now we're going to be working on the caliper bracket itself. We're going to put in new slides on every one of these, replacing all the old ones with new slides. But before you put the slides on, you want to use caliper lube. I'm using Permatex Purple. Stuff works pretty well. It's got ceramic in it, high temp. Usually doesn't wear out like other stuff that you would find that's just normally grease. Put them on the slides themselves where you're going to have contact points. And you put them back in. Simple as that. Okay, so it should look something like that when you're done. Might have put a little bit too much in some of them, but it's okay. All right, now I'm gonna put in our new rotor. We're going with drilled and slotted. Nice pretty unit. One lug nut will hold the unit in place so it's not moving around when you try to mount the bracket back on. We're gonna go ahead and just tighten it back down. Okay, they are in. Now, we're going to go ahead and install our new brake pads. And we are using Evolutions by Power Stop Again, I will send the description on the bottom there. We'll give you a link. And let's go ahead and put these little buggers in. Now we're going to remount our caliper. So just a couple of watch outs on these. It's the little rubber dust boots. They tend to fold when you're trying to put them back in. So you got to make sure they don't fold. The next part you're going to do is caliper slide pins. We're going to re-grease them. Make sure that they don't lock up. And remember, like I said, the one with the grommet goes on the top. Okay, so once they're tight, you want to replace your little dust boots. It goes inside of the hole itself. Okay. All right, so those are in, and that's it for the brakes. Now all we have to do is just put the wheel back on. One call out that I didn't do prior to the video is that I've already pre-cleaned the brake rotors themselves with some brake clean. Make sure there's no oils or any of that stuff from the packaging. If you don't clean them, what you end up getting is a lot of smoking, and at the same time the pads themselves is not going to be able to bed in with the rotors. The two of them has to cure together at the same time to be effective, so keep that in mind. Now all we have to do is go ahead and just put the wheel back on, and then we're gonna torque all the lug nuts down to 131 foot-pounds for this particular model, and we are done with the job.
Do you have to do that thing you do with Brianna's car where you...
I got the hook out? I did not pull the hook out.
Do you have to do the thing where you...
Pump the brakes?
Yeah.
Yeah, we will do that in just a second. Okay, so now we're just going to lower the vehicle down, and then we're going to torque them down to 131 foot-pounds with a torque wrench. I don't believe in using one of these things except just to set the lug nuts in. I know some people like to use these things with the torque arms, and you know, I personally don't believe in the torque arms because I just don't know how accurate they are, and the last thing I need is to warp the brand new rotors that I just put in. So we are going to be using a good old-fashioned torque wrench. All right, Nolan, if you want to drop her down, we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we got our torque wrench with our 21mm impact wrench. We're just going to go ahead and torque it down to 131 foot-pounds. You're supposed to do them in a star pattern, just like any other multi-lug unit. What I normally do after that is I go through each one all the way around just to make sure that they're all set the same. And that is it. That's all she wrote. So that's it for our video for today. Like, subscribe, comment if you have anything that you think that I could have done better, which unfortunately today is about 102 degrees, and working out here I can barely see out of behind my glasses because sweat is pouring down my face. But alright, either way, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.